I gotta go talk to my supervisor before you can be out back, okay?
They told me I'm on private property.
Well, it's public access, but it is private property, just like the library.
They're private property, right? So
is it
whenever
private property?
Yes, it's their property. They're saying they're private property.
And when it's found out that you've perjured yourself, that's a felony, and you'll be charged with that.
At this point, you are trespassing. You have been given your verbal warning.
So the no trespass warning has happened?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your name, first of all?
You don't need my name.
This is DOC. This is private property.
Hey everyone, I am free. It's October 31st, 2023. I am in the city of Port Orchard, Kitsap County, Washington State. I am actually heading to the Washington State Department of Corrections Peninsula Work Release Program. I had received some tips and leads that there are some abuses going on that are extremely readily apparent, and that they do not want to fulfill or assist in public records requests at that facility. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to see if that is in fact the case. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. You guys know I love reading those comments. I do my best to respond to them. You guys leave so many comments, so it's hard to keep up, so keep going at it. I'll see you guys over there in just a moment. No, I'm good. Appreciate it though.
Okay, and who are you?
I'd really rather not give my name.
Okay, I think I ran into you in Seattle once. At the other reentry center.
If there's one there, I've never been there.
Okay, are you trying to do a tour of the facility?
Not really so much a tour. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I gotta go talk to my supervisor before you can be out back, okay?
Sure, yeah. Just, I mean, you'll see me in the orange jacket, so easy to find me.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Why would you do that? Why?
So, this is state property. I need you to go ahead and go.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar that it's state property.
I know.
I don't understand what we're disagreeing about then.
I need you to leave the facility because you don't have permission or approval to be here.
I don't need permission or approval to be here.
Okay.
So, I guess we can agree to disagree.
Okay.
Is there something that's leading you to believe that that's not the case?
Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna go talk to him. Are you grabbing Mike?
Is there something that's leading you guys to believe that I can't be here?
This is a state-ran facility.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I'm not understanding specifically. So are you basically saying I can't be at any state-run facilities?
You cannot be at a Department of Corrections facility
Why is that?
without having a pass or an ID or having paperwork, like a background check ran on you.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying there's like literally nothing that says that anywhere.
Just give me a moment.
Sure.
We'll get the director out.
Well, like I said, though, I mean, what for you specifically? I mean, I'm assuming, are you a corrections officer?
I am.
Okay. What's your name, first of all?
You don't need my name.
Are you a state employee?
I am.
And you're not going to provide your name and badge number?
I don't understand why you're questioning me.
Well, you're a state employee. I'm asking for you to declare who you are.
Okay,
So-
I'll wait for my sergeant to come back out.
Okay, so you are a corrections officer,
I am a
but you're refusing to identify.
I'm not refusing to identify. I have my badge.
Okay, cool. Well,
You know, please don't come. I don't know
how am
who
I supposed to identify
I
you?
really don't know who you are or what you want.
How am I supposed to? I mean, you could just simply state your name and your badge number.
Officer Daniels.
Officer Daniels? I didn't hear. You said Officer Daniels? All right, I'm just going to get back to work. Look, corrections officer, I have no ill will or issues with you guys. I'm just working right now. And all I'm asking for you to do is just politely identify. I couldn't hear you. Did you say it's Officer Daniels?
Sir, I need to make sure the residents don't come out because this is...
Well, there's literally nothing to indicate that this is an off-limits area.
Really?
Where's the signage? There's literally nothing here. Not too bad. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man.
Good. What's up?
Just trying to figure out who you are. That's it.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you who I am.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I got to get you to leave because there's incarcerated individuals here, so I can't have you here.
Why? There's nothing that says or limits my ability to be here.
But this is a prison,
Okay.
so you can't be here.
You work for DOC?
Yeah,
And who are you?
I'm the maintenance mechanic here.
Okay. What's your name?
My name's D.
D. Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm Steve.
How you doing, Steve?
Not too bad. Pretty nice day. A little warmer than yesterday. It was
Yeah.
a little chilly yesterday morning. Wasn't really digging that
it
so
was
much.
cold, man. I had to
Yeah.
work in that shit.
Yeah,
man.
no, I hear it.
It mess.
I guess I'm really confused because, not trying to be sarcastic, by the way.
Yeah.
You go to, I don't know, pick your prison. There's really tall fences with razor wire.
Well, this is a work release.
Yeah.
So they come here last 6 months to a year of the sentence.
Okay.
To re-enter into the world. They find jobs here.
Cool.
They get to see their families or whatever.
Yeah.
We make sure that they are ready to give back to society, pretty much.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, first of all, I want to be really clear. I have no ill will or issue with anyone here. I'm not looking to cause problems. I'm not looking to create problems
Okay.
for you guys or the facility, any of the inmates or whatever you guys refer to them nowadays as, people with problems or whatever. I don't know, but whatever the term is in Washington now. I'm here working. I've got a specific job I'm working on today. When I'm done, I'll be out of here. I don't know exactly when that's going to be, but probably.
But you have to let us know, because
I wish I could. I wish I could. You know, if everything goes okay, I'll let you know what I was doing before I leave. But if I shared that with you right now, I'd compromise what's going on. So I can't share with you what I'm doing right at this moment. But,
so that just leaves us in the pickle. That's the whole thing.
No, I get that. I mean, what I'm really confused about is there is literally no signage anywhere on this property that I've walked by, taken notice of, been noticed by that says, member of the public, you cannot be here. This is like again, going back to a prison, like I guess this is a prison, whatever, but you go to a standard prison and you see the fence
like I say,
line, and
this
it says
is,
you can't go here.
This is not your standard prison. Like I say, this is a reentry center.
Yeah, and I totally get that, and that's part of the reason why I'm here today. But as to like being limited to be here, there is nothing that indicates that. And not trying to get into a pissing contest.
No, it's not. It's just that for us, we have to know, just because just in case, and I'm sure there's nothing that will happen, but
I promise I'm not going to attack your garden, man. It looks like there's some good things going on there. All right.
we just have to know who's on premises.
I hear what you're saying,
and because there's policies, there's all kind of stuff, paperwork that
I totally get that. And what I'm getting at is, like, you know, there's policies. I respect and acknowledge that those exist, and then usually above those are administrative codes, and above those are statutes. You kind of mixed in with a big old one of those, like, parenthetical sideline things is, you know, the whole case law that interprets it as it goes on. And I think we're just at a loggerhead over like what's controlling here. I made a great effort to take notice before I came back here and onto the property if there was any restricted areas. There is nothing that indicates a restricted area whatsoever. And
that's kind of on purpose, because we don't want them to feel like that they're still incarcerated individuals, because they're trying to return back out into the I mean, they can leave, they go to work, they go to Walmart, they do all their daily stuff that they have to do.
That's cool. I think that's great.
But they have to come back here at the end of their day.
Sure. Yeah.
And they're pretty much monitored on everything that they do here.
Oh yeah, I can see why all the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes that clear.
I mean, if they want to leave, they can, but there's consequences if they do leave.
Sure.
So, and this is why we're everybody's in ways like, who's this guy's walking around, and
yeah, sure.
So I'm just trying to make sure that there's nothing afoot.
Yeah, sure. Well,
you know,
that's why I'm trying to dispel any concern. I think you can probably tell I'm not a hostile person. I'm not talking as if I've got anger in my voice or anything. I'm just a regular guy. I've got a job that I'm working on, though, and you know, I need to get that done. But that's why I want to take a quick aside to dispel any concerns that you might have by just making it clear I'm not a threat to you. I have no desire to be a threat to you. I'm not here to do anything bad or nefarious with the property or the inmates or yourself, anyone else here. So that's it.
And it's just that the custody here staff they have to answer to somebody too.
Sure, I get it.
So
and you know, if they do their due diligence, then they can't be held responsible for having not abided by that. I mean, obviously, unless they're gonna like try to take me into custody or something, I wouldn't advise that. But you know, short of something like that.
No, we're not here for that. Well, I am not here for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a maintenance guy.
Yeah,
and I just want to know the facility is my responsibility.
Yeah,
and so I'm just trying to make sure.
I hear you, man.
Who you are is who you are, and that's all I'm trying to do. Like I said,
Steve.
All right.
So, not a bad guy.
So, with that being said,
are you the director?
No, he's in a meeting right now. So, what has to happen is somebody has to be with you.
Well, hey, it's public property. I mean, you guys walk around and check out the garden with me if you want.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to me.
No. Without pre-approval from DOC, you can be here.
So
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of paperwork that comes with being
let
able
you-
to walk on this property. And I don't want no problems either,
Sure.
but you have to leave. You have
And
to leave.
what's leading you to believe that?
This is DOC, this is private property.
Oh,
You
this
cannot
isn't
be here.
private property.
It is private property.
Really?
But you cannot be here without pre-approval. You have to go. And the police are on their way, so we ask that you just leave on your own, please.
Oh, I'll wait for the police. I'm not going to
That's
run.
totally fine, but you can't walk around. You
Go on
can't.
Port Orchard or Kitsap?
Whoever shows up first, but you can't be here.
What again leads you to believe that? Because as I was I'm sorry, what was your name again?
D.
D? Thanks, D. So I looked around. There is nothing that says you cannot be here.
Why do you want to be here? I'm
Well,
confused.
like I told D, when I'm done doing what I'm doing, and I'd
Yeah.
probably honestly be almost done if I hadn't been interrupted.
Yeah,
But the fact of the matter is, it'll make a lot of sense, you know, if things go well, if you guys act reasonably, I'll be happy to explain what I'm doing when I'm done. But the issue is there's a really good reason why I'm here doing my job today and why I'm doing what I'm doing, because, you know, there's a problem here, and that's what I'm trying to at least gather footage about.
Yeah.
So I know we're disagreeing. Are you a corrections officer? What's your name? Ross, and then I need like your name and badge number.
No.
You're not gonna
You're
get
not
it?
gonna get any of
Really?
that
So you're gonna make me do a
information.
public records request on that?
Yeah, you'll have to. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
totally fine.
really unprofessional, Ross. Is that your first name or last name?
We ask you, can you just go, please? Please. We don't want any problems. This is the residents. People live here. You can't be taking pictures here. You can't be recording anything. Just please go.
I absolutely can be recording and taking photos.
This
Look,
is awesome.
one
This
of
is
two
awesome.
things is going to happen, Ross, since you're escalating this. D has good social skills. I think maybe you've been with DOC too long, and those have sort of eroded with you. The fact of the matter is, one of two things is going to happen. Either you, while conspiring with local law enforcement, are going to violate my liberties to be here doing what I'm doing today, or nothing's going to change. Local law enforcement is going to realize I absolutely can be here doing what I'm doing, and then you guys are just going to have to contend with
It's
that.
totally fine. You can explain it to law enforcement when they
Okay.
get here.
Well, I'm going to go inside and get a public records request. I got to do that as well. Okay. So once I'm done with that, then we'll take this up. Okay. D, I really appreciate you though, man. All right.
Greetings.
Hey, how's it going?
Officer of the Parks Police Department.
All right.
What's going on today?
I'm just working.
Okay.
Well, Ross, we know we
This
both
is a
know that that's
residential
not
facility.
true.
This is where they live.
Okay. You mind giving me your information?
I do.
Okay.
Are you detaining me?
No.
Ross, we on the same page now? You understand what I'm saying?
Are you gonna leave now?
I've got business to do here.
Okay, so you will be detained if they trespass you, and then once you're trespassed on private property, you are trespassing at that point.
So Luke, let me help you out with this, okay?
Okay.
You're a city police officer, right?
Correct.
And you're stating this is private property.
This is
Department of Corrections.
Also,
your,
it's state
This
property.
is-
this is
is
your
state.
parking lot.
Yes,
this is
this
your
is all
property that
of
we're
our
all
state
standing on
property.
right now.
There's literally a sign that says no.
No, we're in the city limits right now.
It says what?
No authorized vehicles
No
beyond this
unauthorized
point.
vehicles beyond this point.
Do I look like a car?
You're still
Sir.
unauthorized.
You're unauthorized.
That's why they have no trespassing and no unauthorized personnel signs, not vehicles.
May I interrupt?
Please.
Whether it's their private property, right? So
Is it
whenever,
private property?
yes, it's their property. They're staying their private property.
Luke,
okay.
you're going down the wrong path. You got a sergeant you can call?
Yes, actually, he's on the way.
Good.
But either way, if they want you trespassed for any reason, they're available to trespass you, and at that point, you are trespassing, which
Okay,
is
so
a
here's what's
crime.
going to happen. I'm going to wait for the sergeant to get here.
Okay.
But very likely what's going to happen is I'm going to require the no trespass warning in
Sure.
accordance with 985280. And
Okay.
Ross, let me be clear here. When you sign that in accordance with 985280, there's a perjury statement at the bottom. If when you swear to that, for that perjury statement, this ends up being incorrect, That's
I don't even know what you're talking
that's
about.
a gross misdemeanor.
I've just asked you to leave. That is it. We've just asked
That's
you to leave.
Or I'm sorry, that's a
we're
felony.
We're here to keep our residents safe, and we're asking you to leave. That is all.
And what I'm telling
not
you
being
is,
combative. We're asking
the sergeant is going to clarify what that statute says.
Safe.
If I have to get the no trespass warning, you're going to sign, or someone here will sign that perjury statement. And when it's found out that you've perjured yourself, that's a felony, and you'll be charged with that. You don't get a free pass because you work for the state. Okay?
Okay. Got you.
And Luke, I'd politely ask you to make sure you look at that RCW first, because it's made it very crystal clear what the parameters on that are. Okay? It's really clear on 985280. And you're going to be going along.
That's the perjury statement you're talking about?
That's the trespass statute.
Oh, okay.
RCW 985280 is the trespass statute.
Okay.
If I get a no trespass warning, that would probably affect, based on Ross's attitude here, what I'm here for in the first place. So, but I would highly suggest politely that you look at that statute again, because Ross, you're about to make a pretty grave mistake. It's going to put you in legal jeopardy. Well, you or whoever ends up signing that perjury statement, because I'm going to sure demand that that be signed per the statute. Felony's a pretty serious issue, Ross. You realize that? Probably realize that more than a lot of people working here.
So the way that I have always understood trespasses is that I hear that it's a state property, but on private property, any proprietor of their property may trespass at any time for any reason. They are available the right to do so.
Oh, you're right on. No, I absolutely don't disagree with you, Luke, about private property. This is not private property. That's the thing, that this agent of the state agency that she is an employee of, she is a state corrections officer, has made it clear that this is public property. It's just like I could go down to the Port Orchard City Hall right now.
Right.
You can't trespass me from there unless there's a time, place, manner restriction. So, for example, if I'm there at 5:02 and I'm like, I'm not leaving even though the City Hall just closed. You're like, it just closed, man. You got to go. It's 5:02. The time, place, manner restrictions require that at 5 o'clock you got to get out, because I can't just go into City Hall whenever I want, right? But it's public property unless I'm disorderly, unless I've, assaulted or somebody, whatever the crime is, unless I've committed a crime, you can't remove me from that property under any circumstance other than, as well, time, place, manner restrictions. Now, if this facility had, for example, over there, a sign that said authorized personnel only, or there's a big post right here that said that, authorized personnel only, absolutely I couldn't come back here. I don't argue that at all. That's very obvious. In fact, plenty of examples of that down at the Kitsap County Courthouse.
Hello, this is my sergeant.
Hi, Sergeant.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Holden. Just let you know you're being audio and video recorded.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, what's going on today?
I'm actually just working on something, and had this encounter with Ross and this unidentified corrections officer here.
Okay.
They told me I'm on private property.
Well, it's public access, but it is private property. Just like the library. Anybody can go there, but you can still be trespassed.
For any reason.
Yes.
And you sure you want to stick with that, Sergeant Holden?
Absolutely, that's the law.
905280 is really clear that that's not the case.
Okay,
but I'm not going to get into some, okay, it's not private property. That's the thing we're talking about here.
Okay.
That's what I was telling Luke. This is not private property. This is public property.
Okay.
Time, place, manner restrictions can be placed on public property, changing it from a traditional or designated public forum to a limited public forum. They have not met that criteria. That threshold hasn't been met. They've done it for vehicles. They have not done it for personnel. So there's no signage here that says that.
Yeah, it's public. There's public access, like in just about any place you can think of. That's public access. It'll put signs on every part of public access property to explain that. But when you're asked to leave, then you do have to leave because it's private property.
Okay, look, I'm not going to get into some fight with you guys or anything like that. However, one of you folk are going to sign the perjury statement for 905280. So I'll take the no trespass warning. Whoever is the agent for this facility, I want to sign that perjury statement. You will do it, and then I will take this down to the city office, and you're going to get hammered for that, okay? That's a felony. Okay. So I'll take the no trespass warning. I'm not going to provide ideas. I don't have to do that for the statute.
Awesome, you just have to leave.
Okay, but I want that, and I need the perjury statement signed by.
Huh? You want what?
I want the
No trespass warning that's required to be
you're
given.
being given a verbal warning.
I need the perjury statement signed. That's required by them.
No, there's not.
You might want to look up the RCW on the book, man.
I've been doing this for 22 years. I'm pretty familiar with the law.
You're obviously not familiar with this,
So you need to leave because they're asking.
Okay, and if I don't leave right now, what happens?
You could be placed under arrest.
I will be arrested if I don't leave?
Be.
Okay. Am I going to be placed under arrest if I don't leave?
If you want to push it that far, we can. Then we'd be forced to identify you. We'd be forced to take you into custody.
Okay.
You don't have to.
So I can't complete my public records request that I need to do here today?
You can do whatever you need to do, but obviously not at this point. You've kind of worn out your welcome. They want you to just leave. So maybe by phone call or however else you want to act.
I'm allowed to do it in person. I need to do it in person. I'm here.
Looks like you're not doing it today.
When can I come? When is the police department saying I can do my public records
Well,
request?
they're asking you to leave, so I guess you'd have to come back when they allow you to come back.
Okay, what's the duration of time for the
You'd have to
trespass?
call them and ask them. It's up to them.
That has to be explained to me now. I need the parameters.
No,
How long
you're
is
just
it?
being asked to leave now, and so you'll have to then contact
If I'm
them.
being asked to leave, I'm going to politely decline the request.
And that's
Am I
where you
being
get into
ordered off the
criminal.
property?
You're being asked to leave. If you refuse to leave, then you'll be trespassing.
Okay.
Then it'll be a crime.
Am I getting a trespass warning though?
Verbal warning.
And if I return or stay, I will be placed under arrest.
You certainly can.
Will I?
We're trying to get cooperation out of you. We're not trying to get you in
right
trouble.
Now, after your verbal warning, you are trespassing. If we keep doing this dance and you want to stay, it can be placed under arrest. It can be reported to the prosecutor. But at this point, you are trespassing. You have been given your verbal warning.
So the no trespass warning has happened?
Yes.
Okay. I'll need like whatever you guys call it, Sergeant Holden, the CAD number, incident number, sure. Whatever that is.
That number?
Is this good enough for off property right here?
Where does your property extend to?
Hey, Luke. Honestly, between you and Sergeant Holden, you're being the most reasonable. I'm not saying you're being reasonable, but you're the most reasonable of the two. Just because he's a sergeant doesn't mean he's right. And I just want to make clear for you right now that his statement is factually incorrect. What I'm asking you to do is actually take a moment. I'm off the property. There's no jeopardy of the trespass continuing at this point because I've been given a no trespass warning under threat of arrest to leave. You may want to call his boss and clarify this.
No, that's how.
Do you want to identify yourself, or you're saying you don't want to?
I don't want to identify myself.
We've been trained the same. I was basically telling you the same things, but you requested my sergeant. That's why he's here. He's just saying the same things that I was.
Look, I don't know you guys from anything. You could be the nicest people in the world. You could be the worst people in the world. I don't know. This isn't escalated beyond the fact that you violated my liberties right now. However, it doesn't mean you're right. And just because you're saying that's the way I've been trained does not excuse the erroneous behavior. So the issue that you're going to run across here is that just because you've done that, just because you've been trained that way, and the fact that you've been doing it for 22 years incorrectly, that's particularly egregious. You look like you're pretty young, Luke. You have probably a better excuse than Sergeant Holden here. And you can get the hubris smile all you want, Sergeant Holden, but the fact of the matter is you're unwilling to do what you should be doing, which is you should be looking out for their liberties and their rights and the rights of the agency equally with mine. You have failed to do that today. What you're doing is you're making a statement what you to be a fact, and you're, by doing so, abridging my liberties without doing any extra work, trying to figure it out or see if what I'm stating is actually correct. You're assuming it's correct. I've given you good information that should lead you to want to investigate further and see if in fact that's correct.
May I interrupt?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are going to go ahead and not trespass him. We're going to let him walk around. We'll just block down our facility.
Oh, I wonder why. I wonder why.
And that's what we're going to have to do for now. Just keep the peace.
Okay.
Ross, and whatever your name is, that's because they called counsel. And Sergeant Holden, that happened not because some magical fairy flew around the area and changed it whimsically. This happened because, in fact, you're wrong. you should have known this after 22 years in service. You may want to go to your lieutenant, your chief, your commander, your prosecutor, whoever it is, and fix this. And Luke, this is a perfect opportunity for you to consider going and getting training from someone other than Sergeant Holden, maybe a field training officer that can educate you on what needs to be done when you run across this scenario. A little irritated with you right now, Sergeant Holden, a little irritated. You should know better.
Well, I don't know how to call you by your first name because you don't want to provide
Steve.
it, so, okay, Steve. Well, you're free to do whatever. If you guys need us, you can call us back. Okay.
Yeah, and you know, you can tell by their behavior, they didn't do this because all of a sudden we're having some just great friendship here or whatever.
I have no idea what their motivations are. It doesn't...
Yeah, maybe you could have investigated, Sergeant. Maybe you could have investigated that instead of just going for the rights violations.
All right.
Luke, have a good day.
You too. Do what you got to do.
Okay, I'm going to go in and do a public records request.
You're not going
You're not
in.
coming in our facility right
You're going to deny me a public records request?
I'm denying you going in.
You'll
You
have to
can
go
do a
through
public
headquarters.
records.
I don't have to do. I do not have
You're
to
not
do
coming
that.
in.
Are you? Is the door locked? Because if it's not, I'm going in.
It will be locked. You're not going in.
I am going in. I need to go in and get this public records request done. Look, the quicker you guys get a public records request for me, the better.
You will have to go through our headquarters.
I do not have to do that. I can do it at any state agency. Hey, guy. Look, I'm going to give you one civil warning right now to allow me in that facility so that I can get my public records request done.
You can make your public records request from somewhere else.
I am lawfully allowed to do that here.
Yeah, from somewhere else. Not
No, I'm lawfully allowed to do. Look, I'm going to make this real easy. Are you going to abridge my ability to get in? Are you going to physically impede? Because I'm not going to get into a fight with you.
You're not going to go into the building.
Are you going to abridge my ability to go in there?
You're not going in.
Look, I'm going to go in and get a public records request form, okay? Look, all I'm asking for is some pretty simple customer service here, man.
I walk around outside.
Is it locked? All right. Well, Department of Corrections doing the wrong thing again. Well, there you go. I was trying to clarify this case number. It's a bit smudged now. I think it's P230168-360. They locked the door. They're obviously not going to accept a public records request. I mean, I can't force my way into the building, nor am I going to try to do so. But the fact that the DOC is unwilling to accept a public records request at that facility is ridiculous. You can go to any state agency and do that. There's nothing that says you can't do it in person. So I tried to go up to that sergeant to see about clarifying. I'll just have to call the phone number for the police department. See if I can get that number. But yeah, I'm trying to find that sergeant, see if I can get a clarification on this number. It doesn't look like he's here. Looks like he ended up leaving.
Hey Steve.
Yes.
Just let you know, I called the deputy chief, and you are correct. If it's a public building like that, like the city hall or the work release, then you can be in the parking lot filming. Nobody can actually have you leave, so I stand corrected. I've run into that before.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to ask questions.
Look, I appreciate that greatly. I'll start all over. I appreciate you greatly doing that. Seriously, thank you. That is great. That's exactly the kind of public servant that is wanted and needed in the police. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you are not allowing hubris to, you know, sort of run things here. Thank you very much. That's extremely professional.
What I'm going to do is I'll pass it on to the rest of the officers. I'm sure if I haven't heard about it, a lot of them haven't either in the department. So
Fair enough.
I will pass it on. We do a pass on to let people know certain things, whatever's going on, to make sure people have different crews coming on. So I will pass it on to make sure we're all on the same page.
Sounds good. I got to walk back to my car, so I'm going to head back this way. But I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you. It's extremely professional. Hopefully this will clean the slate. All right. Have a good day. Be safe. All right. That's great. I mean, what else can you ask for there? That's perfect. It was very frustrating when that happened because I should have been able to get that handled. But hey, you know what? When somebody does the right thing, they come back, they admit a wrong. That is literally all you can ask for, and I greatly appreciate that kind of an approach to the situation. So that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. You guys should comment below. Let me know what you think. I think actually I'm going to go back one more time and try to get that public records request. I'm going to give DOC the opportunity to fix that problem. Everything good?
I'm guessing. You told me you had left, so I guess everything was good.
Oh, now it's not? Come on, D, you're the one nice guy out of the whole bunch over here.
They said you was gone, so.
It's Halloween.
I mean, I'm just.
I'm like a ghost. D, deep down inside. Actually, it ain't even deep. Right below the surface. You're a socially gifted guy. Oh, you know I'm not here for bad reasons.
And I know that, because if you were, you would have already done it.
Exactly. Plus, the other thing too is you can pick up on somebody's vibe, right? If someone's here for malicious reasons, they give off that feeling, right? There's a hardness to their stance, their voice, because they're getting ready to commit to something, right? Yeah. And you know this. You're dealing with inmates, granted on the way out to do good things, but you know what I mean. So I came back because I gathered what I was working on, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'm here because you're the reasonable guy, man. All right, you're the reasonable one. Maybe you should be the director. So I'm here because I'm a journalist. I'm an investigative journalist. I received reports that there were issues for the inmates specifically back in that area, some hazards that had created injuries. I don't know if that's the case. I'm here just capturing footage.
Okay.
Right? About very specific things regarding equipment that they were allegedly using, allowed to use, or whatnot, and that an injury occurred. All I can say is it's a person that has some sort of a relationship or affiliation or association with somebody that's in this facility. That's all I can say. Either now or in the recent past.
Gotcha.
So, that's what I'm here for. I don't know if that's actually the case, right? Because all I can do is show up and gather the footage, and then I look into it. I do public records requests to get emails and stuff to see what the state's been talking about. And I mean, at the same time, while you seem like a really, really nice guy, that doesn't mean everyone that works for DOC is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you can have bad journalists, you can have bad cops, you can have bad everything, right? And you can have good everything.
Exactly.
So my function as a member of the press is to come and see if there's any validity.
I kind of figured that was the case.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I figured that you were a journalist. That's what I figured.
You figured I was a journalist?
I didn't figure what you were doing was trying to figure out footage, but I figured you was a journalist.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, and that's you being a socially gifted individual. Excellent job. So yeah, that's the thing that I'm here. I would politely request, if you don't mind passing along the message to the angry man that came out the side door there a moment ago. I know that this is probably something where they're deeply unhappy because counsel from DOC likely said, for the love of God, do not abridge this man's press liberties, right? And now it's well, I'm still going to have my corner and you ain't coming in, right? What I'd highly advise is if you could tell that man or whoever it is that's in charge,
okay,
just let me in so I can do a public records request. I'm going to fill it out. I'm going to submit it. I'm out. That's it. That's all I got to do. I can't make them do it. And it's not like I'm going to get in some Red Dawn warfare moment with you guys, but
exactly. So that I can do that, but that's all.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If they're going to still choose not to abide by the Public Records Act for Washington State, it is what it is. But I can at least then say I've made every effort as a journalist that I can to resolve this situation. If still they don't want to do it, I can handle this through other, routes. I don't want to do that, right?
I get it.
I feel like this is an upward trajectory for you here, D. I feel like you're going to end up being in charge.
No,
you're putting a good face.
Happen.
You're putting a good face on it.
Ever happen.
All right, I'll just wait out front. If you want to let me know what the verdict is for whether they're going to unlock the doors, let me do a public records request. If they're not, I'm pretty much done here. So.
All right, cool.
Thanks, D.
Let me try.
Not going to do it?
Not going to do it, bro.
All right, man. Well, look, I appreciate you asking. That's all I can do. So thank you for being a great public servant. Seriously, I really appreciate you, man. You're the kind of employee that we want working for the government. So thank you.
I try. Do my part.
How many more years you got to go before you're done?
15.
Oh, you're halfway there. Are you doing trying to do the 30-year PERS?
Yeah.
30, yeah, that's the one where you can sit back and relax, isn't it?
Because I don't want them to go fishing.
I don't blame you, D. You have a good day. You be safe, okay? Take care now. All right, well, for everyone watching this story, this is obviously not complete. As I was saying a moment ago before D came back out, there is a definite problem here. I find it very suspicious that they were getting all wound up when I went into the back. There's obviously no signage. The Department of Corrections knows I can go back there because their counsel, I'm guessing, or someone higher up immediately said, it's public property, he can absolutely be there. That being said, that immediate strong response is what makes me suspicious. So I'm going to dig into these public records quite a bit to see about injuries in the back and whatnot. I didn't explain everything. That's basically that there's allegedly injuries surrounding the fitness equipment, garden area, tools and whatnot used for tending the gardens and whatnot. I don't want to get into it more than that because I really don't know where the line is where someone maybe could figure out at DOC who may have made the complaint. And while people like D seem like a great public employee, I don't want to risk them having a problem for themselves when really it's the press being there doing what they should be doing. I don't want retaliation against anybody that doesn't deserve it. So that's it here for today. I'm going to head on to the next location. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. I say it every time. I'm going to say it again. I love reading the comments, even from the other sites on YouTube that maybe are not fans of it. But that being said, I'm out. Have a good day. I'll see you at the next location.